Another fun thing in the league, back to the schedule, they announced the NBA in-season tournament is going to be a new thing this year with multiple groups that are playing as season's underway. There won't be additional games. They'll be a part of the regular schedule, but will count as tournament games, which will lead to a tournament championship game as the season goes on. Let me pull up the proper schedule so I get this right. The play-in begins on the 3rd. Group play will start on the 28th. Quarterfinals December 4th. Semifinals on the 7th. And the championship game will be December 9th. So a lot of fun stuff to tune in with that. The groups are as displayed here. In the West, we have the Grizzlies, the Suns, the Lakers, the Jazz, and the Blazers in the West A group. In the B group, they have the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Pelicans, the Mavericks, and the Rockets. And in the West C group, I don't know why we're in the C group, but whatever. The Kings, the Warriors.
I don't think the letters matter.
It don't matter. I'm just just jokes off. The Thunder and the Spurs for the C group there. And in the East, they have the Sixers, the Cavs, the Hawks, the Pacers, and the Pistons in the group. They have the Bucks, Knicks, Heat, Wizards, and Hornets in the group. And then the final group is the Celtics, the Nets, the Raptors, and the Bulls, and the Magic there. So a lot of entertaining things to tune into there. I guess who you think will be the best group or the toughest group of these displayed here this season?
Yeah. For the West, I think West A is really tough. I'm curious what Portland is going to look like this season, like whether a trade gets made with Dame. But I think Lakers, Suns, and Grizzlies, once they get Ja back, I don't know what the date is that they get Ja back as well too, because
25 games.
25 games for Ja. So
I'm sure that's right after this. Probably it's going to be
maybe. Maybe. But I still think the Grizzlies are going to be pretty competitive, even without. I mean, we've seen them be competitive without Ja the past couple of seasons.
Correct.
And the couple guys they brought in are going to be good. So West A and West B. I mean, the West in general is tough. So I think all of the West groups are going to be tough. But just because I think the Lakers and Suns are like top 4 teams potentially. I'll say West A, but West B is right there too. And West C has some sneaky teams as far as OKC potentially with all their young guys could maybe make some noise. And then in the East, probably East B. Probably East B. Between the Bucks and the Heat, and then I think the Knicks are still going to be solid. They got 2 duds at the bottom, but I think between those top 3 teams, East B is probably the toughest one.
I say West B. I think West A. In the context of that moment will be a little bit top heavy. I think it'll be the Lakers and Suns going at it, and the other 3 will just be trying to fight for third in a way. But for the West B, I can see a few dogfights. So the Nuggets are the defending champs right now. The Pelicans with early on the season, with Zion.
I don't know what Zion's focus is going to be on.
True. We haven't got any more news in that regard. So it seems like he's focused just back on basketball. So with that being the case, and if he's playing as I believe they said he will be, that should be competitive alongside the Clippers who we just talked about. The Mavericks with Kyrie still in the building should be interesting to see how they play out. And the Rockets, who have revamped their squad there with some vets, definitely will be a team to watch. So
Luka and Kyrie too.
Yeah, good stuff there on the West. I think it goes. It might honestly even go to your point. It might even go BCA. I think A is a 1-2 punch. I think B and C will be very competitive though. Then on the East side, I think you said B as well for that one.
I said B for you.
I agreed there. The East got some revamping to do. They were the tough squad, the tough conference for a minute, and everybody went back west. So interesting to see how they're going to put things together. A lot of teams in midst of rebuilds over there. So we'll see how that works out. But definitely going to be tuned into it. Well, kind of. The next question I actually had was they implemented this as a way to keep fans engaged, as a way to keep players pushing for, to be more active throughout the season and things, and to just keep the hype going from start to finish of this season beyond what we already have here. The question now is, do we actually care? Will fans, will players, will the media, will they actually put any merit to whoever wins this tournament?
I think we as fans will definitely care if the players do. So it's a matter of like if the players are going to care about it. I think they
Mhm.
will because it's within the NBA schedule. Like it's not this additional tournament that has nothing to do with the ultimate goal of the championship. Like you still want to win these NBA games. There's only one
Sure.
additional game, and that's the championship of this tournament.
Sure.
But
But to
it's
your
built
point,
in.
as you joke about, you talk about when I say the Kings win the summer league tournament, or if the Kings win the in-season tournament, are they going to be like, oh, whatever, it's the in-season tournament, or are they going to say, oh no, they actually won that, they deserve some praise?
I think it will be used like as a argument chip or whatever as far as guys' legacies and stuff. Eventually, like people like to add things like to the resume like that when they're
Sure.
debating and splitting hairs between greats and that kind of thing. So like I think it will be something that's talked about, but again, like I think it has to depend on how much the players like care about it. If they're really gunning for the in season tournament chip, then like
Mhm.
fans are going to care about their team winning the in season tournament chip. And of course, like there's the monetary bonus, so that should
Sure.
help somewhat for some guys
Right.
as far as incentivizing them to want to care about it. But yeah, just finishing my original point, I think because it's built into the schedule and the West is going to be so tough specifically,
Mhm.
I think teams are going to be like focused on winning these games. Like
Got it.
it's not like you have to get up for this exhibition game that's like not going to count towards your record. Like these games are
Right.
all going to count.
Right.
So I think they will be competitive games, and I think it was smart for the league to have it like I think it's on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Something
With
like that.
knowing like that the NFL schedule is like Monday,
Yeah.
Thursday, Sunday,
Yeah.
kind of avoiding those days, and having like you have the TNT on Tuesday nights, and then so that
Mhm.
like that'll be great for it, and then on Fridays, which is a more open slot. So I think it's well thought out. We had our questions about like the play-in tournament and that kind of thing, and I think it's worked out beautifully. So
Mhm.
I got trust in Adam Silver in the NBA to put together a good product with this.
Got it. Yeah, I'll be tuned in and excited to see how it plays out. I will give it it's a merit to your point if the players also care. I
Mhm.
can see it getting the Disney treatment as we have, I guess, suffered from after from a few years ago. So yeah, we'll see if fans that actually care for it. I think it may actually even go like that. If any of the team but the Lakers win, they'll give them praise. But if the Lakers win, team be like, no, whatever, y'all, we
Of
don't care.
course, of
So
course,
that's the nature of where we are. So it is what it is. But
it's gonna be
excited
the
to see
new
how it
Mickey
plays
Mouse
out.
ring or whatever if the
Right,
Lakers win
exactly.
it. Yeah,
Same kind of thing. In season tournament ring, we don't care about that.
yeah.
So same kind of thing there. But definitely we'll be tuned in. I guess for the fun of it, a last question: do you have an early winner of the in-season tournament? Like, if you ever throw out a pick, who would you say could potentially get that?
Um, I mean, it's got to be teams that are like straight out the gate gunning for it
Mhm.
early. So teams like Milwaukee, Denver, um, another teams that like get off to hot starts. Maybe Boston,
Mhm.
um, Golden State, but I think it's gonna be an interesting look what they got. Sacramento may be
Mhm.
interesting. Um, but yeah, those teams that are some teams, have those veteran guys like the Lakers at times that like try to coast a bit. Like
Uh-huh.
they're not gunning for the one seed. Um, but I think those teams that are seeking to grind immediately out the gate probably have like some of the edge there. So
I see a bit of that. Also, I think for sure, as I kind of already alluded to, with how stacked the West is, I think the West, I could see a few teams here that can win the actual NBA title at the end of the year.
yeah.
So I think one of these East teams might get the NCAA tournament early on just to have some kind of claim. So the Bucks might steal it. The Celtics might steal it. The Knicks maybe might put a valiant effort together some kind of way. Or if the Sixers have their pieces there, it's possible with them too. But yeah, I think an East team will find some kind of way early on to at least get a claim on that, because I think the West will dominate the All-Star game when it's West versus East. I believe it is. I think they're going back to that. I think the West will win the finals when we get to that too. So this will be their one time to shine. So looking forward to how that plays out. and excited for it all. So